Everybody, welcome back. Doing another Marvel Future Revolution video. In this one, we're going to be doing a reaction to Is MFR Dead? Our buddy Endygamer put out a video. I want to comment on that, react to that. He and I talked about it a little bit. More to that in the future, potentially to come. Before we get going, I'm going to look at a couple comments. Actually, let's save those because I want to get to Endy's video, but I've got a couple comments from a potential Netmarble employee I want to look at. So stay tuned for that. All right, let's get to it.
Bring me WolverThor!
All right, Endygamer, link in the video or in the description below. Make sure to go check out his channel. Good dude, covers the game, fun, enjoyable, live streams a lot.
Marvel Future Revolution is dead, and it is all because of Netmarble.
All right, I think that's a fair assessment already.
They refuse to communicate with the community, and it's because of that. Also sprinkle in a heavy load of greediness. You get the perfect recipe of how to kill a game.
He's right. I would say that, you know, when he first said it, I was like, there's a mixture of why it's having issues. I'll say it. Is it dead? We'll see if Endy convinces us before the end of this video. But it's a lot of this stuff that he, myself, and many others have talked about for a long time. He mentioned communication. To me, it's not just that necessarily, but it is definitely a lot to do with some of the, what I just classify, generally speaking, as greediness, just with the fodder and everything.
We've already speculated, is this game gonna be good, or is this game, you know, gonna survive?
Should be huge.
The reality here is that the game died. That's what happened. The game died.
Lay down the gauntlet.
The only thing we are right now trying to see is if it's gonna at least be able to continue going, because this game is not gonna get anywhere to the potential that it could have gone.
That in itself is so true. The potential of this game is massive. It should have been massive. It's really frustrating that that's not happening.
Look at the game. The game looks fantastic. Graphics, you know, gameplay, so many things. The foundation for this game is so good, but they ruined it. They dropped the ball so bad here, guys. They dropped the ball. They had a gold mine and they ruined it.
I would agree. They absolutely had a gold mine here, and it's definitely not what it should be.
Greediness, the way they're handling the situation is just horrible. It is how they are doing the worst job, and this is why Netmarble is getting so much hate for every game that they do.
So this is interesting. We talked about this in one of our previous videos where it was titled Netmarble Worst Gaming Company, and just, you know, you look at it and there is a lot of negativity towards Netmarble in general, which is sort of surprising given that they're allegedly a top 3 gaming company in Korea. And there's a lot of games that come out of Korea that are pretty solid and look really good. So it really confuses me as a gamer why we as gamers, if this is truly the situation, why do we continue to play games like that? Like, honestly, we need to learn our lessons.
Every time Netmarble is behind a game, there's so much hype that automatically gets lost as soon as people find out that Netmarble is behind it, because they know one thing. They know that Netmarble is going to get their IP, a popular IP, or you know, any game, and they're going to start off right through the gate very greedy. They're gonna,
and that, you know, that's at this point, it's funny because I was warned by somebody before playing MFR. They said it's Netmarble, and I'm like, what's Netmarble? Like, I don't know anything about them. I'm like, they do Contest of Champions. Like, well, that's Kabam, and I'm like, okay, but isn't it Netmarble? And they're like, yeah, but Kabam runs it, and that's what makes it good. And after now playing for a year and seeing some of the struggles and researching some of it, I'm like, oh, I get it.
They start very greedy, and next thing you know, they're going to, basically the game goes into maintenance mode because it's going to get overbalanced, not overbalanced, but it's going to get very unbalanced so fast.
I think what he's saying here is that, like, it's just the gap between the players, like, the unbalancing, meaning like the whales, Krakens are so much further ahead than everybody else, and they don't have a good way to keep everybody close together.
They want to capitalize on the beginning of the hype and make as much money as they can, and then move on to the next project.
It seems to be that way for sure.
They have done this with so many other games. I've been doing research and seeing all the other games that they've been doing this on, and it's like, wow, it looks like they do this with every single game. Look at Ni no Kuni. Look at what happened with that. It was so good, and bam, dropped. It's still making money, but still.
So, you know, it's interesting that Endy brings this up because, you know, if you think about it, I wondered about this game. I called it a pump and dump, where it was they just hyped up this game so much and it didn't give them the return that they wanted. And so they're like, "Ow, Ni no Kuni, is that a similar situation where they pump it up to see what they get, and as soon as it's like not even close, they just move on immediately. They cut ties." So many games in that are out there, they have bad first years. They have bad first couple years. You know, Lost Ark is a good example of a game that struggled for a long time and had a gigantic release. While I think that there was a lot of problems with that game that I'm not going to get into, I think that the concept that games can recover from their initial struggles is a tried and true thing. And that gaming companies, if they really are out there to make games and make profitable games and make fun games, they'd stick with it. And I'm to the point now where I'm like, is Netmarble into that? Or are they just looking to turn a profit on something quick? And if it's not an absolute long-term, you know, clear moneymaker, they just ditch it as opposed to trying to fix it, which I don't understand, because it's like anytime you look at an employee, you want to bring them in and train them. And if it's not working out right away, you continue to train them until they become the employee that, you know, they pretend. Now, if it's a total dumpster fire, then no, you get rid of them and move on. But this game's not a dumpster fire, and there's no reason for it to be.
Now, when it comes to these big IPs, that's why, you know, some people are like excited for the Game of Thrones. I think that as much as I would love it to be like an amazing game, the fact that Netmarble is behind that game is the reason why I'm like, you know what, they're gonna come out the gate greediness. If there's like PvP in this, trust me, it's gonna be the same thing as Marvel Future Revolution.
I agree, and we'll see what happens. But my recommendation to people at this point, deep down, I can't say anything otherwise, but I would avoid Netmarble games. I'm very, very concerned with what I've seen. I think that, you know, a game like this has so much goodness to it. They put so much into it, and just to not listen to anything from your community for the most part, or like, for instance, we need core. I mean, in fairness, there were some things that they did listen to the community up front on, you know, dark zone issues, core combination issues, but some of the fundamental problems they never, PvE content with Alliance Raid, they never really got to a true like dungeon crawler or, you know, real fodder issues that we needed. And, you know, I just felt like in that regard, they never got better. So you know, I see Game of Thrones MMO, I'm like, I'm not going to touch this thing. There is no chance I'm going to look at this game. Because, I mean, you want me to promote it for a million, you know, like, okay, like, but I'd still warn everybody, hey guys, this is probably something that, unless you're going to be a whale, you're not going to want to look at.
Marvel Future Revolution could have been the best
100% agreed
mobile
100%
game
agreed. Not just mobile game
of all time.
All time, maybe, I don't know. It had a ton of potential. I think it could have been a best of all time type game, not just for mobile. Could have been any game ever.
They had. Except they were so greedy. And then right now, the biggest thing that they could be doing right now is also free, is communicating.
So true. So true.
Not know how to communicate.
I don't understand this at all.
They do not know how to communicate with the community.
He's right.
It's like they're allergic to communicating. Look at the official Discord. Look everywhere else. They just don't. They refuse to communicate.
You know, and it's weird. I feel like he's right. There is a refusal to communicate or a reason to communicate, and like, I have a feeling like some of the people we used to talk to, they just, I don't know. It's like they're not allowed to talk anymore because there's clearly an indication that nobody's allowed to talk.
They refuse to give us any little detail of the future. They rather keep us over here and guess what is going on with the game. Now, it is another week. It is another week, guys. And we are trying to figure out, will the dev note come out this week?
I still say I stick to my other video. I think we got a couple days here, sometime this week. We'll see.
Don't know.
But he's right. We don't know.
Like I said, do not expect anything from this game. If you enjoy the game for what it is now, then continue playing. But do not continue playing in hopes that this game is going to improve.
I can't 100% at this point. That to contest his point right there, I would love to hear someone try. Just give me a reason, and a legitimate reason that's not full of like pie in the sky dreams and rainbows.
Because the best thing that the thing that we're worried about now is this game gonna still have the lights on for how much longer?
Yep.
So the question is, why should we invest in a game where they're not even investing in us?
That is the way I look at a lot of these free-to-play games where, you know, it's to me, it's I want to invest. If you want me to play, I'm going to invest in this situation, and you've got to make me feel like that's a good thing to do. And invest, I mean support.
They're not. Why should we spend money if they're just treating us like we're just money symbols, right?
Yeah,
and if we were money symbols, don't you think they would be communicating?
If you want our money,
they would be communicating with
right?
us?
Why wouldn't you want it? Like, take our money. It's weird. It's so weird. He's right.
That's what I don't understand here,
and guys. I'm with him. I don't get it either.
This is what I don't understand. Like, what is going on?
It's so weird.
What is going on? They're not doing a good job. The game, look, the reason why I say Modern Future Revolution is dead, okay? It is dead. There is no way this game is going to recover from the amount of shit this game has gotten. Okay?
It's gotten a lot.
This
He's
game
right.
Will never. There was a time, okay, where I thought that, okay, this is in beta, and they're going to start releasing some crazy stuff, and then they're going to bring it, and it's going to be one of the best games out there.
Yeah.
That is long and gone.
Yeah, so like, I don't know if I believe it could never recover. I think it could if they actually made a desire, some advertising, etc. Minor steps, like super minor steps. But I just don't think they're going to.
I do not expect that anymore.
Yeah,
The only thing here that is possible is them to keep it good enough for the lights to stay on.
Yeah, and I guess that's the antithesis of like maintenance mode. But I feel like what I worry about with a game like this that hasn't had as long a time to develop, that if they go into maintenance mode, that which we all think they're pretty much at, and we'll probably see here if they don't make any clear indication of improvements of the game or adjustments, etc., that you'll see a lot of people just be done, which sucks because it's just going to accelerate the ending of the game.
That's it. But don't expect this game to get better than what it is right now.
That's fair.
Expect, you know, what we're all expecting now is like, are we just gonna get like, you know, it's pretty much in maintenance mode already after 1 year.
Which is so insane. Okay? So insane.
They didn't even celebrate their 1 year anniversary. Oh man,
don't even get me going.
You know that they're the most important day of the year.
Yep.
They don't even celebrate it.
It's
not even a hey, happy anniversary.
Yep.
They released the Wolverine update that clearly looks like that was supposed to be the 1 year anniversary, and yet they don't even say anything. They don't say anything. Now, I tried to not have to come and make a video like this, but how long are they gonna go?
Yeah.
Every day I'm here looking for any type of information, and we're within Marvel Future Fight is over here dropping sneak peek.
I've noticed Andy started playing that a little bit too, and I think a lot of MFR players who are just want a Marvel game might go to it. So now I'm personally not going to. One, I already played a Hero Collector game, and it was fun for a bit, but the never-ending grind of constantly getting new characters, new outfits, new something to always be paying for, I couldn't keep doing it. Additionally, in a situation like this, you know, I'm very much into supporting games that I think are going to be good in the long run and treat me like my opinion matters or the community's opinion matters. And I don't see that happening with Netmarble. So for that reason, I personally wouldn't go to Future Fight. I just am like, no, I'm not going to do that. Like, now if Netmarble was like, look, we want you to advertise our game a little bit and play it, I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys. I'd consider it because, you know, I want to pay bills. I want to help make content, stuff like that. But it wouldn't be a sellout thing. I'd be like, well, I'm going to tell it how it is and how I feel about the game. So if you want to pay me to do that, I will do that. But don't try to, I'm going to give my opinion. So if you're not ready for that, then don't even talk to me. So that would be what I would do. But anyway,
look at the sneak peeks they're dropping. It looks like they made that little cheeser.
I haven't seen them, but I've heard, I've seen some of Cynic Alex's videos popping up.
It still gets everybody hyped. It gets everybody hyped. Look what's going on. Content creators have ammo. They got content to make.
Agreed. Now, you know, Endy and I are sitting here struggling, and amongst the other content creators, like, you know, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do with content? I'm reacting to Endy's content. He's gonna react. I mean, he's gonna react to my content. Misery's gonna act to somebody's content. You know, and it's just like, at some point, we're just sitting here talking to each other, and like, look, I don't mind that. Let's entertain each other. Let's have some fun. Hopefully, in a game that's a good time.
We, as content creators for Marvel Future Revolution, we're over here on the side of the street looking like homeless people begging for change.
He's not wrong.
You know, like we just want, like, give us something, throw us a bone over here. What is it? Epic Invasions. Epic Invasions.
He's gonna say, where have they been?
What is going on? Why have we not got another Epic Invasion yet?
Right? I mean, he's so right. This boggles my mind. How has this not been done yet? It's just literally click a button and do one that already exists.
How hard is it to just be like, get an Epic Invasion that we already have, already made and already came out, like the Magneto one, and just throw it out there?
It's so weird to me.
Well, what is so difficult about that?
Boggles my mind. Boggles my mind.
And they refuse to communicate. They refuse to drop anything. They refuse to give us the $89.99 monthly bundles.
I mean, that's free money. You're not even updating offers. Like,
that's why I told you guys, don't expect anything for September, because they didn't drop the bundles, which they normally drop.
Yeah, I think he's right.
They normally drop companions. They haven't dropped companions. They haven't dropped the 89.
Nothing.
They haven't even
literally nothing.
New shop, you know, shop items. That's the biggest sign.
He's right. He's right. He's right.
So when I say that the game is dead, guys, when I say that the game is dead, that means that this is it. This is all the expectations that we have of this ever becoming the game that we thought it was going to be is never going to be that.
And I think that's a fair assessment. I think that we all built this game up to be something we thought would be really cool. And then right now, I think he's right. I think it's just, unless Netmarble shows something, which they haven't, you know, like, we haven't heard them respond. How many videos have I done? How many videos have Endy done? Just kind of, or streams that it's just like, what is going on? Hello, I've posted on Korean forums and nothing. You know what I mean? It's like nothing, you know. And I'm a small content creator. I get it, but there's not many content creators covering this game. So it's just like, anything, guys? Anything? Do you care? Are you out there? Hello?
They clearly are showing us that they don't care about this game. They don't. I'm with you, Andy. It's all good. They don't care about this game. They don't care about us. They're worried about other games and stuff like that. If they did, somebody would have been saying something in the Discord. We haven't even seen CM Carroll. We haven't seen anybody.
Yeah, I mean, and this is where it just makes me wonder, like, you know, none of the CMs or GMs are out there, which is weird because they always used to comment. And this is where one of the things that I want to, you know, and I've seen Endy do this as well, is people to understand, like, this is, in my opinion, a marketing and like head game master type decision. Like the John Lee, who I had some videos on, mentioned that I think these are decisions by those people who are deciding we're stopping whatever this is doing and moving on, and I think those are the type of people who've made the decisions about not giving more fodder. And those are the reasons this game isn't going well. It should be, but they made these poor decisions that would in turn didn't make money. The game in itself has a good foundation, but they chose not to like ride it.
They closed down the CCC program.
So weird. Like, why? They took no effort.
70% of the devs got cut. 70%.
It's a sad video, isn't it?
What was it in July?
I mean, it just breaks. I can feel it in him. It breaks my heart too. It's just like,
and we didn't even know about it until the end of August.
I think something like that. Yeah.
Ain't that something, guys? Ain't that something?
It's kind of crazy is what it is.
This game was supposed to be the game to
Yep.
take over after Marvel Future Fight.
Well, not just that, but to me, this was supposed to be the next MMO Marvel game. You know, what was it called? Not City of Heroes. Marvel Heroes or whatever. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the name of it. The one that everybody loved that got shut down out of like nowhere. This is like 0 for 2 now, you know what I mean? And it's like people are just not going to touch a Marvel MMO again, depending on whom. Unless the publisher or developer is like some like really well-known company.
They did so bad that Marvel Future Fight looks like it's going to have another 7 years.
Which is insane. Which is straight up insane.
Marvel Future Fight is going to have another 7 years.
Is that all mobile games are going to be? Is just like hero collectors? Like I'm not into that.
Prove
like
me wrong,
I just
Netmarble. Prove me wrong. Show me that the game is not dead. Show me that the game is not dead.
I like this here. I would love to have them
right
do
now,
that.
I'm saying Marvel Future Revolution is dead. Is dead. Ask yourself, if you're watching this video, ask yourself, why should I spend money?
Right here. So two things. One, is it dead? I'm gonna side with Endy on this for now. Obviously I'm giving myself a mini out there, but like he's right. Given everything we see, yeah, I mean define dead however you want. It's dying. If you want to say that, okay, fine. Say it's dying. I'm here to help promote the game, but I said this a long time ago. It's Netmarble has to give us something. And his point right here about why spend money, well, yeah. Like, why would anybody spend money on this right now? It's insane. Like, if I had spent, you know, a lot of money, I'd be really upset with this. Anybody who spent a lot of money, to them, that's subjective. They should be upset, because when you spend money on games like this, you have the anticipation that they're not just gonna be around for 1 year. You're spending something that you're anticipating playing for several years and on or over and over and over to getting future. You're investing in that future content that should potentially come, right? And it's not an investment in the traditional sense like a stock market where it's going to go up in value, but you're putting forth this money to, one, support the game, and two, with the expectation that this is going to be around for a while so I can play it, versus like a box cost game where you spend $60 and it's like, all right, well, I played and I'm done, I don't care. Where games like this, people spend tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars to play. It's totally different.
That isn't investing in me.
Yep.
Why should I invest in a game when you guys are not even investing in us? That is the question, guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you guys think the game is still alive? Do you have any hope that this game is going to survive and become something different? I don't think so, guys. I do not think so.
So, anyway, I see his points here, and I think he makes strong arguments with it. Netmarble's got to show something, plain and simple, plain and simple. So
like and subscribe.
Yeah, all right, so like and subscribe to Endy. I will put the link to that video in the description below. So one of the things that I talked about, I had this a couple weeks ago to my what's next. You know, this is one of my other videos out there. This account, it's, you know, obviously a burner account on YouTube, so it could be a troll, it could be real, I don't know, but I'm gonna read it. It's from someone who claimed to be Jeff Will. Hi, unfortunately, due to NDA and strict, this is a YouTube comment, and strict rules, I cannot tell you who I am, only that I work for Kabam. I will try to do my best to answer all the questions, since it's been a few days and there's a lot of videos and speculations. After our merger was completed, a lot of things keep happening and changing. There's been some closed-door meetings with our COO and in conference with our Korean offices. There are new content, new drafts of heroes, a lot of companions planned and in development. New content is expanding, also modifying the current ones, some of them. There are also new game modes being tested. There will be more hero balancing, retuning how heroes behave in modes such as PvP modes. However, in those closed doors, there are also financial burdens happening since a while ago already, and we are still discussing possible solutions and possible outcome scenarios that can happen in the coming months. Our staff for this specific game has been reduced significantly, which obviously we learned, also in other games. The purpose of Kabam and also was about make a successful industry-leading game with profitable margins. This game is not getting those profitable goals for months, and there has been discussions about shutting down the servers and or selling the game rights to a new developer under a modified Marvel game contract. I wish I can tell you more specifics and all, but I cannot. Still, no official decision has been made, therefore, there will be some new things coming to the game soon. I personally appreciate the passion of this game, but from my end and my whole team, we are not allowed to tell specifics, only certain people to communicate in the right time. Please wait for upcoming notes regarding the anniversary. It will not come as planned, but will come. Thank you. Now, this was 2 weeks ago. We still don't have any notes. And then today, I got the same person again. So, and this was to my, yeah, today when I posted it, or yesterday if you're watching this. I got this on September 19th. Good afternoon. I sent you a response to one of your videos, which I just read. And although it's hard to believe my input here, and some called BS, I'm in fact working with Netmarble division here under the Kabam umbrella. If you believe or not, it's not an issue. What I told you in that earlier video in my comment, tell me if I was wrong or not. Well, so, I mean, you definitely mentioned some true stuff in there. Me and some coworkers are now in an entirely different department and working under new developments from both companies. To end the misery, inclusive and redundant videos about the state of the game is set to close down soon. If you want a bit more accurate specifics about when, it will be detailed in the upcoming developer posts. Not this immediate one. If I recall in our last meeting, there will be more recycled events, but no major changes until the final announcement. Think as fall as the breaking point. I do hope you can find a better game to cover. My team and I are a bit sad about the whole situation, but business is business and the game did not bring the profitable margins expected. You can screenshot this for future reference, and then you can confirm if this information was true or not. Cheers. So, look, we don't know if it's true or not. We don't know if this person's real or not, or if it's a troll thing. They seem to be, you know, making semi-decent points here. I get it. You know, Seth here makes a point. If you're trolling and go ahead and put out a significant amount of effort into what I cannot understand is why you can't go into specifics. Blah, 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 blah. Last comment. Yeah, I mean, the part that's interesting is like he's going to say here is this. They have all these game modes. Like, what I don't get about this decision from Netmarble about shutting the game down is if you have some of this content out there, if you've got some of these things you could change, why aren't you literally changing the fodder or making things cheaper in game? Why don't you do that to see what you can make? Everybody said there's not enough fodder. There's not enough this. It's too hard to do that. Recycle some of this. Make sliders for PvE content. This is super easy stuff to do. Why don't you do that and see what you make if you're going to shut it down? $5 is better than $0. You know what I mean? So it's just super weird to me. So anyway, I wanted to shout out this. I don't know who Jeff Will is. Jeff, if you do comment on this, I appreciate it. Thank you for sharing this. I'm not willing to say whether you're fake or not on this, but it does seem like you're making some decent points. Some of the stuff in this other one, you know, the only thing I know for sure is that obviously your staff got cut. That's true. We found that out. You know, I just don't know how true. I appreciate you saying you hope I find a new game. I have to admit, like I said in my video that I shot this one on the 19th, is like not a ton of games. There's not a ton of games out there that just really entice me. So we'll see what happens. But long video. Shout out to Endy again. Check out the video in the description below. Hammer down like buttons, notification bells, subscribe, all that sort of thing. Until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day.